I just want to think out loud. So, Brittany Griner had been playing basketball in a country for 8 seasons now. So I think that's probably 8 years altogether that she's been playing in this country. And I'm sure she knows the rules and the regulations and the criteria if a person wants to indulge in marijuana. And this is not to say anything on her at all. But I think right now, maybe I'm the only one who's thinking about something on this level. But I hear a lot of people, black folks, talking the political shit, saying that she's just, a political pawn at this particular moment. And it's just a bunch of rhetoric. And, they're talking about the amounts of really weed oil, okay, that she had on her. And then, they're doing the comparison with other people who are white, who may have even got caught with more weed and got less time and this, that, and the third. And then, you have the women's rights with, Roe versus Wade being overturned. Like, there's just a lot of messiness out here that I really believe that black folks are taking too much apart in the political aspect of it and how to do things by the pen and paper and how to do things by the book. However, the book was never written for us. It was never a collaboration with black people in mind. These are all rules and laws that white people have created throughout time that never had any inclusiveness with the black community whatsoever. And I started thinking about, why is it that if somebody white really wants something, they could just take it? But, if the entire black race in America needs something, in order for us to even be considered to have it, we have to go through the voting process to receive it, even if it's a human right, even if it's something that we're supposed to just have just because we're here on earth and we're alive. Why are we still, as black people, fumbling around in this political structure where we know it's broke and it could be fixed? Like, that's the, this is the point that I'd like to make. The system in America could be fixed, but what's there now has to be totally broken down to nothing. And then all people who've participated in the overall building of this country should all have a seat where we can all talk about certain laws, certain regulations that have to be adhered to, that we all equally as people can take a part of, can participate in. And then after we come up with the different laws and the structures from everyone's background, where everyone has a piece in the creation of this thing, then we do the vote thing. Then that's when the vote thing will be fair. But what we have right now are scarred laws and regulations that were never intended for the benefit of anybody of any color in America. And white folks know this shit. But we are not at all willing to pay the particular prices that have to be paid to just get the simple things that we need in this country. And to be honest with you, there does have to be some major sacrifices. I believe that the people of a nation can only receive their freedom and independence if they're willing to fight for it. I also believe that black people are Americans under conditions. All the rules don't apply to us as if they would apply to every other white person in the country. And this is facts. Like, this is the way that we've all been living in this country since we've all been here. So why, like when people say, you know, they don't vote or they don't want to vote, the first thing happens is just the lynch mob comes at them and talk to them and treats them in such a horrible way that it's extremely unfair, because there are certain people who understand what their vote is. They also understand that right now, the way everything is structured, the vote is never going to be as impactful as it should be, because when you can have all types of roadblocks and obstacle courses just for black people to be able to vote, you know the shit's fucked up then. Why are we fighting so hard to continue to contribute to something that's already broke? Why are we fighting this hard? Why? I don't get it. Because black folks are more than resourceful enough to come up with our own thing. There's so many elements to this, but I don't think Brittney Griner is a political pawn. I think she was just kidnapped and put in jail because they could do that. That's the real question you need to start asking yourself. Why is it that white people all over the world, if they want something, they just take it? And us black folks who are trying to do it by the book, who are trying to do it by the law, who are trying to be righteous, we gotta vote for everything we want. You understand what I'm saying? The shit's just not adding up. And I know I'm not the only person that thinks about things like this. And I think if more people thought about things like this, and the fact that black people have never really truly, yes, we've had some slave revolts and some uprisings and some riots and things of that nature, but we've never really taken the steps that we've needed to take for our own independence. And it doesn't mean that we need our own land here in the country, which actually I think that would be great, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like when I say land and money, that means everybody that's black deserves a piece of the land and the money, period. And I think we should start there before we even think about a law or having a name for a space that's broke anyway. What the fuck are we, what is this America for? And it's the broke, most toxic, horrible environment that anybody of any color other than white can be a part of. So instead of being all weird with the Brittney Griner thing, let's ask ourselves, why was it allowed in the first place? Why has a grown black woman just literally been kidnapped and tucked away in a Russian jail? Let's ask ourselves. Like, I'm asking me too. Like, why not just go get her? Like, that's what white people would have did. We'll just go get. You know? I mean, anyway.